The tables always turn. That's why I always say to like upcoming artists, I'm just like, bro, like the tables will turn.
Exactly.
The people, like, if they clown you and they downplay your thing, like the tables will turn. And when they turn, just be ready.
Hi, I am Jay Stevens, and this is the Sellout Pod. Everybody clap. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, welcome back. If you've been watching, been listening, if you're new here on the Sellout Pod, this is where we celebrate the genre-defying, the bold, the risky, those who refuse to be put in a box. Some of my favorite artists, singers, songwriters, producers, the list goes on and on and on. Today, we have somebody who's like a bit of a new obsession of mine. Oh my God, I'm really excited. So we're talking to a London-born singer, songwriter, musician, true genre-bending artist, okay? And according to Rolling Stone, he is leading the way for a new generation of indie stars, all right? Fresh off the back of winning an Ivor Novello award. I don't even know if I said that right because it just sounds so prolific. Okay, let's welcome to the show, Masterpiece. Oh my God.
That was a great intro.
Was that good?
That was great.
Do you feel welcomed?
I feel so welcome.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Sellout Pod.
Thank you for having me.
Can I call you Peace?
Yeah, Peace is my real name.
That is your real name.
Yeah.
I think your parents really got that right. I have been a fan since I first heard Start You Up.
Yeah.
It gives coming of age a little bit.
Yeah.
It makes me feel
I'm
like
so glad you said that.
I'm embarking on an adventure, okay?
Yeah.
I'm feeling a bit rebellious.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a bit like crazy. Like I might go get a piercing, you know? Like, I don't know. It just, your aura, peace. And your music, it definitely just like inspires joy, movement, energy, even on some of the songs where you touch on like a bit of heavier stuff, you know, and it's just so, the range is crazy, you know. I feel like even in your features, we see the range. You got songs with Wale on Home.
Yeah.
What was that like?
That was crazy. That was crazy. It's so mad. It's because when I dropped my album, so the day before I dropped my album, he was in London and he was in a car, and essentially he asked the person that was driving the car to play what's on the radio, just play anything. Like, so obviously we have this radio station called Radio 1.
Of course.
And they played Start You Up, and he was like, who is this guy?
Instantly.
Like, he was like, who is this guy? Then obviously he's Shazammed, realized that I'm a black artist, and he just couldn't believe it. Like, he was just so shocked because obviously he was around back in the day with like Mark Ronson and like Amy Winehouse and stuff with like on the Mark Ronson album. So for him, it was just mad to see that there was like a black artist making that type of music.
Absolutely.
So yeah, he reached out and he was like, yo, like, I cannot believe.
He reached out to you, that's so nice.
Yeah, like on just some real level, like just some real love, just being like, yo, like I mess with you, like you're really, really good. He was like, look, let me fly you out to LA.
No way.
Like, let's make some music together. So he flew me out, and then we just got in a session, and I'd played him Home, and I was like, yo, look, I got this song.
And that was my question. Did you guys make it together? Did he hop on after?
So I'd already made it, but it was like I wanted a rapper on it because it's kind of like I liked rap groups like Chitty Bang and like Wale, like you know the blog era type of like frat party indie rap. Like,
I recall.
So they got like, you know, Asher Roth, all of those kind of people. So I was like, I need like, because I remember even when like Chillin' with him and Lady Gaga dropped. When I was
low key call that like the Project X era.
Yeah, like no,
it
fully.
was very that.
And I just wanted, for the song that we had made, I felt like I needed someone in that world to match that energy, you know, like to match that, and he just smashed it out of the park. We recorded it, and then he flew out to London, and we shot a video for it, and it was just like, you know, like everything was so pure and quick turnaround because it's like he's a massive artist. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, would he actually want to jump on a tune, or would he even want to, like, you know what I'm saying?
No.
But the good thing about him, he always clocks onto things really early. Like I correct me if I'm wrong, I know he clocked onto SZA quite early, and like Dua Lipa, like a few people, like he was doing songs with them before anybody even really did. So I felt like he's always had the ear for like what's gonna be like cool, what's
and
gonna be like
adding masterpiece
yeah
to the list. Kind of on a slightly different end of the spectrum, you just hopped on a live version of Franz Ferdinand's song.
Yeah, Hurts. Yeah.
What did that mean to you? Because I feel like they're like kind of indie legends.
Yeah, they are the indie legends.
Put it lightly.
In rap, you got the big three. Like in indie music, like the big three for me anyway is like Franz Ferdinand, Block Party, and Arctic Monkeys. Okay. So it was just mad that that band had really, you know, because they got one of the biggest indie songs of all time. Like Take Me Out is one of the like the riff. That's when you know you've got it. Yeah, it's crazy. Like you guys are the indie gods, like of this like genre.
Speaking of these indie gods, let's try to dial it back a bit. Go back in time. How were these indie gods presented to you? Like, is this some stuff that you were raised on? Did you have to seek it out? Like, how did you find this musical world that you love so much?
It kind of happened via like TV shows and video games. Because I used to love playing like video games.
I mean, I kind of feel like low-key, your music, it reminds me of like a coming-of-age TV show or like a video game where I'm like a skateboarder. Like total alter ego shit for me.
I remember hearing Block Party, Helicopter, FIFA 09 and just being so like, who the hell is this? But like at the time, again, when you're listening to this, you're just thinking it's a white band. Like you're not thinking that the lead singer is a black artist. Yeah. Then as I grew older, because I came from like an area where it was like, I lived, so originally I was born in a place called like Old Kent Road. So it was like near like Peckham in London, right? South. And now Peckham is really gentrified, but back then Peckham was like gully, like it was like the hood. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And my mum, bless her, like she just didn't want us around all of that. So she moved us to an area called Surrey. Okay. So like it's this place called Carshalton. And it was like...
Is that kind of outside of London?
Out like the suburbs. Like, it's very like suburbia, like it's just like predominantly white people. So I went to like a really like white orientated school and like I was around people like that. And it was like my friends, obviously because I came from, again, like a hood area at the time, when I'd go to school, a lot of my friends would be like, oh, do you know this band? And I'm like, no, I've never heard of them before. Or like, do you know about this thing? But then I'll go back and see my friends from like back in my old area. And they'll be like, oh, do you know this hood rapper? Or like, this hood, do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'd be listening to like, I don't know, like gigs. And then be listening to like Franz Ferdinand or like Arctic Monkeys, like when I'm in school with my friends. So it was like, it was such a juxtaposition to like know those type 100%. Of songs. Because like, you know, from two different worlds. Yeah. But like, both of them were very integral to like the masterpiece sound. Do you get what I mean? So that's kind of how
I hear that completely. And I feel like, I think that's what really excited me about your music was like, as someone who had a very similar experience of like, you know, being exposed to something at school that was completely different than what my parents were putting in front of me at home. Like, I feel like that's what's cool about us is the fact that we can play that field, walk that line, and find such a unique and authentic way of incorporating all of our influences, no matter how differently they are, in our music. And I mean, like, I just really respect that because I can hear that. I can hear like that your upbringing is like embedded in the music. So that's really sick. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was. I think like it definitely like influenced everything because it's like, again, in my household, like playing like DMX and like, to be fair, like my dad did have a lot of like good rap music, but then also he would listen to really like a lot of 80s music. So like whether it was like Phil Collins or like I know like Shaka Khan or like, do you know what I mean, like, or like the Foreigners. Like I remember being in my house and like hearing I Want to Know What Love Is over and over and over again.
It's just a house of good taste.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, but then like even with like backing vocals, like I love when I make music, backing vocals, and like Brandy for me was like backing vocal like Queen.
Of course, do you know what I mean? She is to this day.
Do you know, till this day, like I love Brandy when it comes to like her backing vocals and the way she hits like certain melodies. For me, that again, when I'm making my songs, because it's like the box that I've made, it's like I can do anything. Yeah. When I'm adding like an R&B melody on an indie song, people are like, oh, like I've never kind of heard that. Do you know what I mean? Which helps
love that. I've loved that. I've heard that definitely listening to you, and that's very exciting to me. No, I just think that's so funny because I feel like I'm the exact same way. I definitely grew up on the Brandys and the Monicas and Mariahs and Beyonce, you know. But then middle school, I came home, my rebellious era, with Arctic Monkeys. My mom was like, what the hell what is going on? Are you going through something? Like, are you okay? Like, why are you dressing like this? What's going on? You know? So yeah, definitely for me, I feel like it was Arctic Monkeys. It was like a bit of The Neighborhood. Maybe on my side, I was very excited by, seen them 4 times, you know. My mom was like dropping me off at this concert, and she's like, you're the only one here that kind of looks like this, but it's fine. It's okay. You know what I mean? So yeah, I really love that. And I love that, you know, you may not have seen as much of yourself in that space growing up, because I think it's all the more important that you're here now, and you can kind of, like you said earlier, kind of, you're getting that torch a little bit from these legends, which is like huge and a great honor. Do you feel like a bit of a responsibility to kind of now like be that face going forward who can kind of light the way for anybody else who doesn't see themselves as much? Or do you not take it, is it not that deep? You know, you're just taking it one day at a time?
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
I definitely felt like a lot of indie artists, black artists in London especially, I feel like I had to walk for a lot of them to like thrive now, because it's like when I first started making indie music, I had no support. I dropped one of my first singles and there wasn't really a lot of love, and then Elton John posted about it, and then everyone was like, oh, weird, crazy, okay.
Interesting, the switch up.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And like, I always said to myself that like, the new era of indie music, I want to be the person that is leading that.
You kind of mentioned how it was slow in the beginning. What do you think kind of turned the momentum around? Was it like Elton? Was it the release of your album? Was it the Ivor Novello, like Rising Star Award? Like, how do you think even that impacted your career? Because that's like a huge...
Yeah, it was mad.
Yeah.
It was mad. I feel like I've got this fan base, right, that rock with me. Like that will a team masterpiece. But just feel like the industry, when are they ever gonna really take me in? Like
really take it seriously.
Yeah, and be like not make the mistake of calling me a rapper. In like,
were you getting that a lot?
Yeah, like
what?
You know, like they were like, oh, rap artist jumps on an indie song, and it's like, hold on a minute. And all my releases, if you look at all my releases from Nighttime, which was my first ever release, there's no rap music.
Do you get what I'm saying? I was like, did I miss something?
Do you get what I'm saying? So, but then there'll be like, again, like a band. There'll be there was a band in UK, and the lead singer was a white guy, and he's rapping on songs, and they're like, indie band.
He's talking.
Do you get what I'm saying? But like for me, it was like they were downplaying my thing.
Yeah.
Like I just felt like my thing was getting downplayed, like, and I just felt really fucked off by it, to a point where I was like, originally I met my producer called Matty, and Matty's worked on the Youngblood stuff, and kind of Youngblood had similar, where it's like the industry wasn't really taking him in at the beginning. And I remember going to Matty when my team had put me in with him, and he was just like, I was just explaining all these problems, and I was like, I might park off the Masterpiece project. This was prior to all the Ivor Novello and all this stuff, and I was like, I might park off this, because it's like, how am I doing this, selling out shows, doing all of this stuff, and nobody's really like giving me the love I deserve. But then like artists that are doing like the bare minimum are getting put on this lineup and getting put in this playlist and getting this magazine look and all of that. And I was just like, it's like I'm set up to fail. Like it's like, it just doesn't feel like I'm ever gonna be taken in. And then Matty was just like, peace, like how much you actually want it. Like, do you want to be this guy? Do you want to fly that flag? And I was just like, yeah, but it's like, it's proven difficult. Do you get what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think that anybody's ever like openly receptive to something that they don't understand.
Yeah.
Especially if it goes against the grain of what they've, you know,
known. Yeah.
Like,
it was really like, definitely 2022 was definitely like the lowest part.
Yeah.
Where like I remember I came off my tour, again, headline tour, that like a lot of UK artists can't do, like respectfully, no, like, do you know what I mean? And in the time at the time, I was just a bit like, what is going on? Like, it's just like, the credentials are there. Exactly. I'm like, the credentials are there. like my CV at that point was really good, like in terms of what I've achieved at that time, and I still wasn't getting that kind of love. And I was like, I might park off the Masterpiece project and start a new project, but like no face to it, just like an indie project. And Matty was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
He was like, you're supposed to shine.
You've
like,
got to shine.
If you're going to do this.
I mean, that's part of, I mean, obviously I told you, I loved your music before I even looked at it.
Yeah.
But I felt such like a greater connection to it once I
saw who it was.
And it felt very intentional to me. Like it felt like I don't know. I just, coming from where I come from, and, you know, the music that I'm trying to make and the lane that I'm trying to carve for myself, I was able to hear your music and see who's singing it and have an appreciation for it, because I was like, I know what it takes for him to be doing this.
Yeah, no, it was
coming from the UK as well, because I could hear your accent.
Yeah,
I do wonder, like, do you find that like any reception or anything is different compared to America, compared to there?
It's mad.
Compared to Europe.
Yeah, because it's like recently. So I would say I had, even with like when I spoke to Matty and then we made my first record together. So we spent 2022, 2023 making my first record. And I would say when I dropped that record, again, because I had it in my head that I was just like, I don't know how this is going to go. But when you got nothing to lose, it's like everything's a win.
Yeah.
You know? So when I dropped the album, again, the music I was making, so I went into it being like, I want to make like an electro clash, early 2000s indie record, right?
Yeah.
So this is pre-Brat music. This is pre like the Dare and Girls. This is pre all of that. And I was just sitting down with Matty and I was like, I want to make this kind of sound, and I feel like I can make this thing that like a lot of people in the UK haven't clocked onto it yet. So I dropped the album and people were just like, oh, this is like really refreshing, and I'm getting really good reviews, and it's starting to move a little bit, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is like quite cool. Like it's starting, like what I didn't expect. And then Charlie had dropped Brat, which then highlighted, which she did. I think she did a lot of people a solid, because when she dropped Brat, loads of people started to go and listen to my record because it was like, that was the only other similar thing. Obviously, there was other artists in America that I kind of clocked into it, but like in the UK predominantly, that hadn't really seen another artist do it yet.
Yeah.
So it was like, people like, oh, if you like Charlie's Brat, you should listen to like Masterpiece, How to Make a Masterpiece. And then I got nominated for an Ivor Novello, and that's like one of the most prestigious like awards you can win in music, especially in the UK. Like Paul McCartney, Lana Del Rey, like all these people were in the room when I won this award, like, which was like great. Like one of the Beatles were in the room. Like I'm up there like talking my shit essentially.
Yeah.
Just being like, I've done this for Car Short, and like I've done this for me, you know. And then I think after that, everything just kind of flipped.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so mad. It's because it's like, America, people start to hear about me in America, and then like songwriters in America, like big song, like my songwriter I worked with, Julian Bonetta, like he produced Espresso and wrote Espresso and stuff.
Legend. He
reached out to me and was like, yo, like we need to work, and he's on the first record as well. Like he produced and wrote songs on the first record, but like all of that kind of happened once I kind of like just stopped caring about whether these rock with it or not. And then everything, I think it's like the law of detachment.
That's the way, like, I feel like for me, I was able to like really ease into what kind of music I just gravitated towards as a person. Once I stopped thinking about what kind of person is everybody expecting me to be. Like, what do they want to hear? Like, no, what do I want to hear? What can you hear my personality in? What kind of genre is that? What does that sound like? What does it look like? Yeah, I do feel like once you just stop trying so hard and you realize there is really nothing to lose unless you stop trying.
Exactly.
That's, I feel like, when the switch happens.
I swear to God, like, I literally remember I even went to the awards show in a tracksuit.
Period.
Yeah, because in my brain, I was like, there's no way I'm winning. Right.
Why'd you think that?
Because, again, I had it in my head that
No.
all of this stuff was just like whatever, like, you know, they're not gonna do it, like they're not gonna give it to me, like, because I felt so like unseen a little bit.
So you were still feeling like that?
Yeah, I like a tad. Like my album got in the charts, like I got top 40 in the UK.
Fire.
And like again, like people were talking about it, but it wasn't as loud as like they would talk for another artist. So in my brain, I was just like, oh, like these lot are not really trying to see me like that. And then when I won the Ivor, it was just like, like it's like everything. I felt like everything that I'd gone through and built and had all led up to that moment, you know?
Yeah.
And I felt that I felt like proper accomplished for the first time in my career, because I always said to myself with my debut album, I was like, I either wanted a Mercury Award or I wanted an Ivor Novello.
You
like,
look
I was
very
like,
happy.
So I was over the moon. I was like, yeah, there we go. So like in my brain,
that's a fresh tracksuit though.
Yeah, I was tracksuiting it out, like, because I genuinely didn't think I was gonna win. So people are there like dressed up, like fully, like, you know, everyone's in their dresses and their suits. I just pulled up in a tracksuit.
I still feel like that's kind of low key you though.
Yeah, that's me.
You
like,
know?
I've always,
like, that's
you know, in my 3 stripes, like everybody's just looking at me like, bro, this guy just won an award. He's just in a tracksuit. Like, I was like, but I know, but that's just, I felt comfortable.
I think that's important for people to see as well.
Yeah.
It's like community.
Yeah.
You know, where you're from, what this means, like who you're putting on for.
Yeah, I'm putting on for the kids, like, you know, the kids that feel like this thing isn't possible, and I'm like proving day in, day out, like this thing is possible by, like, you know.
At what point did you know it was possible? Like, what was the beginning of your musical journey? Like, what did that look like? Were you always just making songs, always writing from the beginning, playing instruments? When did it go from like, I kind of like singing to I'm going to become masterpiece?
I think originally so I used to be a dancer. Right, yeah. I used to be a dancer.
What can he do, people?
Back in the day, yeah. I used to do that contemporary dance.
Contemporary dance?
Yeah,
oh my God, this guy's full of surprises.
Back in the day.
Okay.
Person that put me in a dance group that, like, I was really close to, like, we went to the same school when we went primary school and stuff. But anyway, she sadly died when we were really young. And I remember during that time, like, I always knew I wanted to be a dancer. And when that had happened, I lost my love for it. Like, I lost because she meant so much to so many people. It was hard, you know, like, it was very, like, that was the first bit of, like, proper, like, trauma that I'd gone through in your early teens.
Yeah, it's a lot
and
at an early age.
Yeah, and I remember just being in school and I started to act out in school, and, like, I just didn't really know what was for me. I also have autism as well, which I kind of discovered in school, and I was quite, like, just getting in trouble and just not really knowing what I wanted to do in my life. And I remember leaving school and, like, finding a community of friends that I'd met because my brother at the time, he was just going to studio and he met, like, these guys, and he was like, oh, you should come to studio, and we just all hang out together. So I was just in the background, like, flying the wall kind of thing. But I didn't really know I wanted to be a musician like that. Yeah. I was just, like, there. You know, so when they would make songs...
What age is this kind of?
Probably about 18, 19.
Okay.
Like, well, you know, I'm just in the studio. Everyone's like rapping, and it's like proper dingy studio. Like, you know, and I'm just like, you know, we're just going to try a thing. But I knew I was really bad. Like, I knew rap wasn't for me. But, like...
I wish a lot more rappers would say that.
Yeah, I knew rap wasn't for me. Yeah. I working a 9-to-5 job at the time. I was working at a shoe shop. And I remember hearing Dua Lipa, Be The One. Yes. Being played on repeat. Like, you know, on the CD when you work in retail, right? So it's the same CD, so it's going around every hour and it's playing that song. I remember hearing Be The One and just being so mesmerized by the songwriting and the lyrics and the melody. And I was like, love that song. If I was going to be a musician, I want to make this type of stuff. Like, where it's like the pop and the indie and, like, you know, have that thing. And I was like, I always said, I'm going to make that type of stuff. I'm not going to make the rapping type of stuff, right? So I just remember going into sessions and me being in this crew now, like linking up with people, everyone just be like,
playing "Be the One" by Dua Lipa.
Yeah, and I'll be playing all these tunes, and everybody's looking at me crazy, just be like, bro, like, we're trying to rap. I'm like, no, but why don't we try and make like a pop song? Everybody's looking at me crazy, like,
guys,
even the producers looking at me crazy.
Vision.
And I'm just like, guys, like, we can actually, like, this could turn into like a bigger thing. Yeah. But nobody saw the vision, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to go and do my own solo thing. So started dabbling and, like, whatever. I met my old manager at the time. And he was just, like, the first person that really believed in me. His name's Felix, and he was the first guy that, like, just ever believed in me. And when I told him that, look, I want to be a pop star. Like, I think I can be that. Like, I see that for myself. Like, and he was like, he backed it. Like, he was the first person to, like, put his own money into it.
So nice to say that to someone and they're not scared.
Yeah. And
it's scary to say it yourself.
Yeah, it's scary.
And it shouldn't be. But 100%. I feel like it is scary for people like us to say, I want to be a pop star.
Yeah, literally. I said it to him. I was like, I just want to do it. And he put his money to it. And when he did that, we dropped my first single, Nighttime. And then everyone, I remember the first day I got so much hate and everybody was like, oh, this is so bad, and Raja. And then I remember messaging Felix. I was like, oh, should I take down the song? Like,
no.
You know, and like feeling just really low self-esteem. And then the next day, so there's this artist in UK called Skepta.
Yes.
Right? And like, he's very influential. Like, he's like essentially like the OG, the GOAT of like UK rap. Like,
sure
it's like when Skepta says something, people listen. Like, he has that influence that people really take on what he says. And he posted a song in his story.
The next day.
The next day.
The people
and
who
everybody's
find it will find it.
Everybody's brain just switched. I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? So the people that were hating on me, they're like, oh, why is he not rapping? He thinks he's this guy. He thinks he's that guy. When Skepta posted it on his story, it just changed the wheel.
What does, what do your parents think of your music?
So it's so mad. It's like, all the money comes in. Parents are just very like,
yeah, they're like,
nah, you know.
Are you sure you can have it as a hobby?
As a hobby. And then when I started, you know, my mum, when I got a record deal and then like I started to provide for my family and provide for myself, now she's like, okay, I can breathe. Like, okay, do you know what I mean? Like when I put, the money in front of her and she's like, oh, okay, cool, fair enough.
Yeah.
You know, like you can actually, because my mum, her whole thing is that I don't care what you do as long as you're financially stable.
Yeah, of course.
Because every parent is like, my mum, again, she came from Nigeria, so like,
yeah, I was gonna ask.
And for her, it's like she came to London and it's like she's worked so hard, gone through all these trials and tribulations for your son to be like,
a pop star.
oh, fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like, she was like, are you kidding me? Like,
yeah.
I've done all of this for you.
Yeah.
And this is who you want to be. But then when I started to get a bit of motion moving in it, and then I started to make money, and now it's like, oh, my son is a musician, and it's like her friends will see me on TV or like hear me on the radio, and they're like, oh, like he's not just like some like, it's not like, it's real. Like this is
real.
Like it's like,
it's,
you know,
it's real because it is refreshing and it's different.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think that is kind of the attitude that like that first generation is always.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
You know,
like
you gotta come in and shake shit up, and I think you definitely know what's on your shoulders.
Yeah,
and what you're bringing.
It was definitely like a burden. Like I remember, like one of my first kind of like studio sessions, my mum had to fund it, and I was just like, because back then, before now, I get the luxury of using studios for free, but back then, I was like, oh, mum, can you send me like 40 quid? I just want to pay for the studio. Like I really want to record this track, and I record the track. And then I just feel like I didn't really like lay it the way, but I only have like 3 hours to kind of do the track. And I'm just like, I really know I can make this work. Like I just know. And people in school or like friends that I used to know would clown me, be like, oh, like he's making music, like ha. And now it's like the tables have turned. It's
They're
like I'm
always
actually
gonna clown. Those who don't try are gonna clown those who
oh,
try.
Trust me, the clowning.
The clowning
was clowning. And then, you know, when I got a feature of your favorite artist, it's like, oh,
now what?
Now what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, when I'm popping out at like Glastonbury and people are just like, oh, he's really that guy, like now. Whereas before it was very like, oh, like he makes music. Like now it's like, oh, can we like work together? Can we do this? And it's just like, well, you know, the tables always turn. That's why I always say to like upcoming artists, I'm just like, bro, like the tables will turn.
Exactly.
The people, like, if they clown you and they downplay your thing, like the tables will turn. And when they turn, just be ready. Because
be ready.
You like to propel and like do it.
Oh my God, that is amazing. I'm so glad that, like, you know, your mom, obviously, they're always gonna, you know, want the best, and they're gonna be concerned. How much longer are you gonna be in my house? You know?
Literally, it's one of them ones. Yeah.
I really love that, and I'm glad that like she was kind of able to foster that dream, because that was definitely my parents. Like I definitely wouldn't have gotten anywhere without them being like, so. We can't believe it for you.
Yeah, well, you know? No, 100%.
Like,
no,
that's definitely a big part of it. And like, yeah, you definitely need those cheerleaders, especially being like first generation in. I mean, you were in like a new school in a new city. Yeah. Like trying out new shit.
New stuff.
like,
literally. And I think
craziness.
I think even with my mum, it's like, I remember there was, again, like one part at the beginning of my career where I just felt like it wasn't going to work. Yeah. And I went to my mum and I was just like, oh, like I just feel down. Like, I just don't know how I can get into the music industry. Like, I don't know how to do it. And she was just like, obviously, my surname's, her surname's Benson, so she takes off her, and she's like, you're Benson, like, we never give up, kind of thing. And when it will always stick to me, So like, obviously I have my dad's surname, but like my mum is like, obviously they're not together, and my dad, yada, yada, yada. But my mum obviously said that to me, and anytime I felt like that, I just always remember that conversation of her just like, I'll never forget her just saying it and be like, we never give up. Like, that's not like, no matter what you do. Like, my mum's always said to me, like, if you're going to be a toilet cleaner, be the best toilet cleaner. If you're going to be
cleaner this toilet's ever seen.
Do you get what I mean? If you're going to be a teacher, be the best teacher. Like, at the end of the day, you can't do something half-heartedly. Like, we can't half-step. Like, it's either we're doing it or we're not. Do you know what I mean?
Nobody, like you said, will believe it unless you believe it first.
Yeah,
you know?
facts.
So I'm glad that when you were in the studio with the Mandem playing Be the One, Dua Lipa, you didn't...
Yeah.
Sorry, that's hilarious. I'm glad that you didn't let them shake you. Do you feel like were you playing your like first kind of tracks to like your friends and like getting feelers out for like what people thought? Do you feel like there was a difference in reaction depending on who you played it for, where you played it at?
I felt like I was like a lot of my demos. Do you know? Yeah, people need to understand the best A&Rs, right, is your siblings. Because
so I've heard, and
I would say my little sister, love her to bits, right? She's the best A&R.
Sounds like she's got taste.
She's got taste. Oh my god, like she's so seasoned, yeah. When I tell you, I've had situations, yeah, where I'll send her a tune. She will like, she's very straight. She cutthroat because she's like, I ain't gonna have you embarrass me. I ain't gonna have you drop this song and embarrass me.
I know that's
and
right.
that is why any artist, if you got a little sister that knows about music, send her your music. So what I'll be doing is like, I sent my sister like my first record and she'll play it with her friends. And she's like, peace, this ain't the one. And I'm like, okay, cool, wicked, no problem. Then I send her another tune. She'll be like, this is the one, but I don't like the first verse. It's like, it's very like, she's so critical.
To go into the industry.
Honestly, that's what I'm saying, because like my sister, like every time I've sent her tunes, the ones that she said are the ones have ended up being the ones. Like when I sent her Start You Up, she's like, this is a banger. She's like, this is clear. Like,
she's right.
Banger, you know? And then like I've sent her the songs, she's like, a song that I've sent her, she's like, I'm not sure. And it's like the ones that haven't performed particularly well, but that's just my taste. I like it, so I'm gonna put it out. But like every time, like till this day, I'll be sending my sister demos. Like nobody like will hear the demos. Like I'll send it to my sister first before I even send it to the record label or like to the management. I'll be sending it to my sister, be like, that's before I send it off to the team, what do you think?
That's so
and like
good. No,
if she's not replying,
team before the team.
Yeah, the team before the team. Like I feel like girls definitely are better at like knowing what's a banger like than guys. Because guys like just be gassing up anything. Guys are like, oh, this is a banger, bro. Like this is a and you're just like, really? True. Like whereas girls are the real indicators of like, is this actually like a tune? Like, would I listen to this of my own accord? Do you get what I mean? Whereas guys are like, if it's your bedroom, like if it's a guy, like I've never really had like girls that are like my homies like that. So in my brain, I don't really have that kind of like person to send to be like, and I feel like because we're all friends, they'll probably be like, oh, it's really good. Like, you know, whereas my sister's cutthroat. She's just like, oh, this is dead. Like, don't put this out.
Well,
like,
for the record, my little brother likes Masterpiece. Now, I did find you first.
Yeah.
I will take credit for that.
Yeah.
But I put him on because, you know, he's looking for people like you.
Yeah.
So I was 100%. Like, here you go.
Yeah, here we go.
Listen, the girls were the tastemakers, I must say.
100%.
Yeah, she probably has all my favorite songs. Start You Up, definitely my favorite. Los Narcos.
Yeah, again, when she heard that, she
she sounds like my kind of girl. Shanga Langa Dang.
Yeah. Do you know what's so mad? Do you know what's so mad, yeah? Originally, she didn't get it.
Okay.
When I sent it to her,
I kind of feel like, wait, am I your sister?
Yes.
Really? I'm the same. I feel like the first time I heard it, I was like, this is cute. And then like the next few times, especially when I started listening to the lyrics, I was like,
what I'm saying, yeah,
I'm like, I get it. And you know what I love especially is like the first time I listened to your album, I really love, I was really into it. I thought it was cool. It reminded me of Santigold.
And she's on the song.
And then the song, I kept listening to the album and the song came on again. And I was like, I already heard this one.
Yeah.
This is featuring
in Santigold.
Taste. Alt indie black kid link up of the century.
What?
Genius.
That's what I'm saying.
I was like,
people don't understand.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
So how did that happen? Like, where did that come from?
So when I wrote Shangla Dang, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. I said Shanga Langa Dang.
No, but fine. Whatever you want to go there.
That's the Yank pronunciation. Yeah. So please say that again.
Shangla Dang.
Shangla Dang.
So when I wrote it, I was with Julian, and I was like, bro, I want to make like a Santigold like
tour
type beat, like song.
Santigold type beat.
I need like that because you know, with her, like with Santigold's music, is like she was really again the pioneer.
Yeah, 100%.
Like a lot of people be saying other artists, but she was really like, in my opinion, the first. Like from her punk band before she became Santigold. Like you know, I personally don't think there's anybody that even comes close to in terms of like credibility.
Yeah.
From time when like you have people like Tyler the Creator, A$AP Rocky, all these people that get her on their records because of the credibility.
Yeah, totally.
Because of how good the records are, you know. So for me, that was like a dream. Again, I was like, this album, artistically, flair-wise, I needed the guys that I look up to. Like, I don't care if people might not know who that is or are not aware.
Yeah.
I need that for myself. Like, this is for me. I'm making music for me. So,
and when you say that, you're making music for the rest of us suburban kids.
Do you get what I'm saying?
You know
so
what I mean?
I was literally like to Julian, I was like, oh, I really want Santigold in it, man. I really want her on it. And he was like, bro, like, there's no harm in reaching out. And I was like, okay. So
sure.
I had a meeting with the person that was like with the distribution I was with at the time. And I was like, oh, I've got this song and I kind of want Santigold in it. But I didn't know he knew her personally. Oh. So I mentioned it and he was like, oh, I know her personally. He was like,
see, like that's what I'm saying. Your shit will always reach the people that it's meant for, you know?
So when I said it, and I sent it to him, he was like, I'm just going to give you a heads up. She doesn't work with anyone. Like, she doesn't drop songs with anyone. Like, she's very, like, if she likes it, she'll do it. Yeah. If she don't like it, she ain't doing it. There's no amount of money or anything that is going to convince her. Like, it's not happening. So I was like, okay, cool. So when he said that to me, I was a bit nervous because I was like, I am scared that if she says no, I'm taking it off the album. There's just no way. Because in my brain, I was like, you're the OG. It's like, do you know what it is? It's like, that's someone's sound, right, that they've carved out. Mm-hmm. So in my brain, I was like, if I don't do this justice, if this song isn't done justice and the person that they're sending it to doesn't approve of it, in my brain, I was like, okay, I'm not putting it out on the album because I don't want to embarrass myself. Do you know what I mean?
I get you.
So I was very apprehensive to send it to her. And because I really liked the song and I liked the idea, I sent it to my sister. She's like, I get it. I see what you're doing here, but I need to live with it a little bit longer. I was like, all right, cool. So my team, obviously waiting for that hear back. So like a week has gone by, 2 weeks has gone by, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, oh my gosh, he hates the song. And then we get an email and it's like, oh, Santigold's heard it and she wants to speak to Peace on the phone. So I was like, oh my God. So I was like, what could she possibly want to talk about? Like, because he didn't really state whether she liked it or not. He was like, oh, she wants to jump on the phone. Like, let's get on a call. So I'm literally like making, like, put my phone on like loud to make sure I answer that phone call. Get on the phone, she's like, oh, hey, nice to meet you. And like, she's like, so I've heard your song and it's really, really good. Like, this is like, I love the song. And
oh my God.
I thought there was going to be a but coming. So I was like, oh my God. She was like, I'm down to jump on it. Like, I really like it. And she said, I'll be honest, like, I don't really jump on tunes like that, but like, I really like this record.
Oh my gosh, that's
so I was,
good.
Oh my God. I like screamed on the road. I was so
that's
gassed.
so good.
I was honestly like, that is honestly one of my proudest achievements because I
kind of feel like I could feel that listening to it. Like it meshed so well. Like I like low key. I think that's my favorite.
Like people can believe it in the UK. Yeah, people can believe it that I had her on my album. Like she's so good.
But yeah, I think it was like, I don't know. I feel like the two of you on a song together like paints like a really great picture of like kind of not urban legend, indie legends with like today's legends, you know. And I think also like in accordance with even like what you're talking about, like some of the lyrics. I mean, I'm a British boy living in a British country. I'm a black boy living in a white country, and a white boy living in a black country, 'cause they don't love me, and I know all me with a shangla-dang. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
What do those lyrics mean to you? I have my hypothesis, but I want to know what was going on when you wrote that.
I feel
Where's
like
that coming from?
It's my truth.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like when I was too black for the black guys and too black for the white guys and too white for the black guys.
Definitely.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like,
I feel like that's why I fuck with your music, because like how many times have I said that about myself?
No, but for real, like I'd go and show like my homies new songs. They're like, oh bro, why are you listening to that white music? But they don't realize that but it's not white music. Like black people.
Where does it stem from?
From black people. Do you know what I mean? And then like I go, and then white people look at me crazy, being like, oh, so you're black,
you do this?
You make this type of music. And I'm like, really? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, I'm a British boy living in a, do you know what I mean? Like all of these lyrics, it's what my truth has been, because the album's called like How to Make a Masterpiece, and it's like,
great album name, by the way.
Do you know what I mean? And that's like
How to Make a Masterpiece, streaming on all streaming services now.
Stream that. But like, I felt like for me, that was my truth that I was living in up until this point. You know, of just feeling like, oh, you're not cool enough to sit with us because, oh, like we listen to this type of rap, and if you ain't rocking with this type of rap, then we don't rock with you. And it's like, when you're trying to get in with the white guys and they're like, oh, nah, you're not one of us. Like, it's like, yeah, you might make indie music and guitar music, but you're not part of this. Like, you know, we've got our own cool club, and then like, we will let the bands that we want to let through in, and you lot can like sit over there.
Very much a members only.
Yeah, very members only, very like, you know, and it was hard. Like, it was hard. So I just said it in light jest, but there's a real meaning to it.
No, I get that. And I feel like that's why I like the songs. I didn't catch that lyric the first time I heard it, because it's very, you know, it feels jovial, like a chant, like we're having a good time. Then I was like, wait, is this about me?
Yeah, no, for real.
Like,
I wanted people to just feel that relatability of like,
you know, and I feel like that's something Santigold's probably experienced.
Yeah, a million %.
You know,
%.
And that's why I just another reason I felt like she was so perfect on that song. It felt like it was real, the authentic link up. You know,
literally like everyone, like that's
not
a
wasted feature
at all.
Great feature, great song. And yeah, your sister's a great A&R.
Great A&R. Big up, Joy.
So next up, I want to introduce you to a little segment that we have here called the Sellout Hall of Fame. And here is where, you know, we like to highlight a person in this hypothetical hall of fame. We're going to put their portrait on the wall. And this is that person who, for you, challenged the mainstream, flipped shit on its head, and just shook up the scene, did something nobody expected of them. And you were like, you know what? I want to do that too. Who is that?
I'd probably say Blood Orange.
That's a good answer.
I'll probably say Blood Orange.
We love you, Dev Hines.
I love Dev Hines. I think he started off in an indie band called Testicles.
I didn't even know about that. Tell me more.
So he was in an indie band called Testicles. Then
Sorry?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I know, it's crazy. That's what it's actually called, Testicles.
Great.
And they were popping off in the UK. Then they like kind of hit a ceiling, and then he made Lightspeed Champion. And Lightspeed Champion was his own solo project. And that was like going off, and then it was very indie, like folk indie kind of thing. Made 2 albums, did really well, and then he made Blood Orange.
Yeah.
But it's like people don't know the last 2. I know that, but he's always reinvented himself.
Yeah.
And always put black people in the forefront of it.
Love.
Which I've always respected.
Yeah.
And I felt like, again, like he's always like stuck to his guns. Like he's never played the mainstream game. He's never tried to like do things for the, you know what I mean? Like he produces and writes for like people like Lord and
I was
like,
about to say, yeah,
you know, and like Sky Ferreira and like
his
all
horizon.
of these people. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Solange, like he's really eclectic in the sound. Like he can write an album for, I don't know, Arctic Monkeys and write a same album for Solange. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when you have that sort of like mindset and how you make music, you're like, to me, my Hall of Famer. That's
What's a favorite song?
Oh, don't do that. That's oh man.
I just said A
favorite.
A, you know, it could be like in the top 10.
I'd probably say Chewing Gum with A$AP Rocky. I think that's a banger.
another best of both worlds.
That's
right
a
there.
banger.
Yeah, absolutely. That is fab. It's been like so amazing talking to you. Like
Thank
genuinely,
you so much for having me.
I've really loved hearing your story. And okay, not to make it about me, but I've enjoyed like hearing myself in your story and like resonating with it, because that's the feeling that I get from your music. And I feel like it was very immediate for me the first time that I heard Start You Up. And I'm so glad that you have stuck with what you're doing and you've been very steadfast in your vision and being that guy. And yeah, everyone else is going to follow suit. No matter how long it's taking, it's going to happen.
Exactly.
And I was there early. So good for me and good for you.
Here we go.
What do you have to say to young Peace, who, he's not dancing anymore. He thinks he kind of wants to make music, but he's not really sure. He's not getting a lot of love right now. Or even just young anybody else who's trying to find their way in this space that other people are like, nah, that's not it. What words do we have for them?
I'd probably say my mantra, like, keep rolling the dice. Yeah. I would say also to young Peace, like, you're doing it.
Yes.
Like, you're doing it. Like,
every day that you're doing it, you are doing it.
You're doing it. And it's like small, even if it's increments.
It's huge when you look back.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part, is to remember that.
Word. And I also think, don't die before you're dead.
Oh, period. That was deep.
Do you know what I mean? Be in the moment, like.
That's real.
Embrace it. Like, obviously, like I've only learned that kind of same recently. And it's like.
Same. I'm still learning that one.
Yeah, like, you just got to be in the moment. Everything. And also, if it's not okay by the end, then it's not the end. Do you know what I mean?
That sounds like some wisdom that your mother put upon you.
No, for
that
real.
Sounds like something my mom would say.
Yeah, like if it's not okay by the end, if you haven't got to where you want to by the end, then that means it's not the end. There's obviously something around the corner.
Wait, I'm so inspired.
Sure.
Oh my God. See, sure. No, I love that. I'm like so grateful that you came here today.
Yeah, no, thank you for having me.
So much. Before you dip, can you please give us a song for the Sellout playlist? Any song that pumps you up, hypes you up, makes you feel like that guy. It can be yours. You're allowed to do a shameless plug. Just something that's going to give us some energy. What are we putting on?
I might put that new masterpiece, Harley. Yeah, why not?
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
I'm done talking your ear off.
I don't know, you're good.
It's been an absolute pleasure. And low-key encouraging. Like, I kind of feel like you were preaching a little bit at certain points in there. Just like talking to you and, after resonating with your music, I feel like it makes sense after meeting you and talking to you and seeing you. And thank you so much for making the time to be here and chat with me about what you got going on.
No worries. Anytime.
Thank you so much. Thank all of you out there for listening, watching, however you're consuming the Sellout Pod. I appreciate it so much. You can listen to Masterpiece wherever you stream music, okay? How to Make a Masterpiece, Harley, all of it is out right now. And check the description for any further bios and links to listen to more of his music. I am Jay Stevens with
Masterpiece.
Yep, that's his name.
That is my name.
And this has been the Sellout Pod. Thank you.
Yeah.